And welcome back to the Pattymaczachshow. Show. My name is Justin.
My name is Zach.
And I'm Patrick.
And we're very excited to be back again.
Yes.
The first two episodes are up on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Go watch them.
Right. We got a lot of views, a lot of likes, a lot of engagement, and we're doing very well, and we want to keep doing well. But then again, we don't really care if anyone listens. We just want to have this platform, have some fun once a week, and help whoever needs it, and talk about whatever we want. But at the same time, share, talk with your friends, and help us build the platform.
Quite right. And go follow us on Instagram too.
Right.
We'll be having a guest on later in the show.
A player to be named later.
Yeah. Okay. We received a comment. Let's talk about it. What do you? No. I don't know where it went, dude. I don't have it. I'll just edit this part out.
Technical difficulties.
Where is it? Okay. All right, we received a comment on the last show. Let's talk about it. All right, anybody want to read that?
Yeah. For our non-YouTube viewers, question is, how do you confront a negative, toxic teammate? How do they change the atmosphere in the dugout? What about toxic coaches? Love to hear about it in an upcoming show from 7 Dingers Gaming on our YouTube channel. What do y'all think?
Patrick, have you read the comment?
I've read it.
All right, good.
Okay, well, we've all been on many teams in our lives, right? And that comes with a lot of different personalities. And, we've played at lower levels to the point where, it doesn't take much to get on the team. So you might have some rotten eggs, if I might say. And even at the higher levels, I mean, we've all experienced negative teammates, maybe coaches. And what do we do about that? Who wants to start us off?
I mean, personally, we've all, speaking on behalf of pretty much every baseball player, we've all been on a team that has had a toxic teammate or maybe even a coach. I mean, I've personally never had a toxic coach that really affects the dugout. I mean, obviously a coach can be hard on you and such, but never really toxic. In terms of teammates though, I mean, I've definitely encountered a couple immature, undisciplined teammates that, throw the helmets, throw the bats, just get all down on themselves anytime they make a mistake, strike out, and it can really consume the energy from a team depending on who it does. Who does it, especially if it's coming from a leader. Just to give you an example, freshman me coming into high school. I mean, I'm 14 years old. I'm not the most mature person yet. I'm still growing into my body and such, but to see on a varsity baseball team, if I see a 18-year-old senior that is carrying himself in a poor manner over something that's happened, I mean, it definitely consumes the energy out of me, seeing those that you're supposed to look up to in big moments acting in a negative way around you.
Right. Yeah. Coaches are really hard on, some coaches I've had in the past, if you throw your helmet or a bat or anything like that after a strikeout, maybe you're going to get chewed out maybe. And, I'm not sure it's as big a deal as they make it, but if those are the coach's rules and that's how he wants you to play, then it does have a big impact, I think,
Right. I think another layer of toxicity can come not even in game. If you have a coach that I feel like, in my opinion, I think coaches and players should talk a lot more. So you have a coach that has his philosophy and a player that has a totally different philosophy, and you're constantly battling with each other on what you should be doing, things like that. I think you should talk it out and figure out what's best.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
totally agree.
Right. I think maybe what you're talking about is specific to pitchers and how some coaches don't really allow pitchers to get the work they want to do especially in like high school and such like levels like that. But at the end of the day, like, everyone, like, the result, everyone wants the same result to, like, for you to succeed on the mound. So,
Right.
I mean, I think you can do that. You don't have to do exactly what you want. Like, you have to compromise a little bit. You can't just be like totally disregard what the coach is saying, because he's had more experience than us probably. They're probably older than us and have played the game for longer, and you have to try and understand where they're coming from. But at the same time, if plyos make you better and coach doesn't let you throw plyos and stuff like that, it's a little it eats at you, right?
Yeah, I think there's got to be a conversation there, and I think from both sides, like especially for the coach, like if you want to get buy-in from your players, I mean they've got to have some confidence in what they're doing.
Right.
Absolutely, I can agree with that. I mean, my high school coach, we always talk very frequently, and I mean, I think that just to use him as an example, it's not always about based on like individuals and everybody must do the same way hitting. I mean, obviously, the head coach has his way that he'd like people to hit. I mean, obviously, I'm speaking on a hitter's perspective. You guys are speaking on a pitcher's perspective. But at the end of the day, I think if you do talk to your coach, that if you tell him what you're trying to accomplish, what your goals are, and stuff, that I mean, it's true. You guys are all trying to contribute the same way for the team to win. It's just communication is more key than having like this bias develop against you just because you may be doing something a little differently. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's one of the great things about baseball is that there's so many ways to do the same action and still succeed.
Yeah. And I think going back to teammates, it's really not hard at all to be a good teammate. And, when 95% of the teammates I've had are really good, if you're just a genuine guy or person and, you care about your other teammates and you care about doing well on the field, like that's a good teammate. It's hard to be a bad teammate, but, there are some specific things that make bad teammates. I'd say one of them is just being selfish, caring too much about their individual performance and not that of the teams. And there's many other ways, but in baseball, it's hard to be a bad teammate, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think it also has to do with like how consistently you're being toxic. I have a feeling that all of us have probably had a moment where we said something or felt something pretty selfish, but like I think if someone's doing that game in and game out, they should probably be addressed.
Yes, absolutely. I think the key part of like not trying to be a toxic teammate is obviously emotional maturity, because there are a lot of emotions in the game of baseball. It's a sport that you predominantly fail in as a hitter. I mean, if you hit 300, you're doing well. So, I mean, those other 7 out of 10 times that you don't do well, you have to control what you can control. Now, obviously, there will be slumps. There'll be times that you are hitting the ball really well and nothing's falling. But at the same time, you can't let the outcome always affect your mental state, especially if you're having good at bats and stuff like that. You just have to remain confident and continue to go on and pump up your own teammates, because if you're not going to contribute yourself necessarily in that very moment, at least contribute others to do so.
For example, what if like one of your teammates, even though he might not usually be a bad teammate, what if in the moment he does something bad? I don't know. You can think of any example. What do you do if you do have to do something about it? If you want to contribute to the success of the team, you have to do something about it. Like let's say in game, like you see them do something blatantly bad for the team. Like how do you interject yourself?
Personally, I think words of encouragement are always something that tries to just give them a brief like sense of confidence and just redirect their mind away from it. Whether or it could even just be like something a little funny, just to take their mind off of it, just to get them to move on. Because you can't hold on to everything that goes bad in baseball. I mean, it's a tough sport. It's not something that you're gonna succeed in more often than you're not individually, especially hitting. But overall, you just need to try and do your best and make sure that you look out for your teammates, that they have the right mental state to do the same.
Right, and these are probably, I mean, most of these instances are probably individual to in the moment. I mean, it could be a million different things, but in that moment, you know your teammate the best, you know what to say, so you figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think.
I think. Go ahead, Crampton.
I think the last thing that you want to do if you see your teammate throwing a fit or something like that is to just let him continue to do so without it being said, because that's when it really starts assuming the people. That's why, from my example earlier, if a leader is the one being toxic, then the whole team slowly consumes the toxicity. I mean, you have to lead by example, and obviously that's indicative of your success.
Right. That's exactly what I was about to say, actually. And, we had a moment in one of our first games last year where there was a little bit of a fight between two players on our own team during IO. And, I think both players, got a little caught up in the moment, but I think afterwards they realized their mistake and they came together, and the success of the team was more important, and they made up, and the coach helped with that. But if we would have just let that go, that would have really affected our team, because everyone saw it. Like, it was an IO before the game, So it's a difficult situation, but it has to be taken care of as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. I think we should move on to our guest. His name's Jared. He's my brother. Weird. Twin brother. Yeah. That's about all you need to know. What's up?
Hello. Why are you laughing, Grant?
You're not funny at all. Okay.
You're funny looking.
Just a little BTW. This is our Warzone quad.
Yes, and I've carried these men many times.
So he claims.
21.
Push.
21 kills.
He's carried us into many battles that we did not need to be in.
Quite right.
My movement is better. That's why you cramp.
Okay, Jared. Go ahead, Justin.
Let's talk the esports debate. So are esports a sport?
Okay. The first question you have to ask yourself, in my opinion, is what makes a sport a sport? Like, what are the prerequisites for the activity to be considered a sport? Like, what makes it a sport?
Well, what do you think?
I think there has to be an aspect, like athletic ability has to be part of it, and physical, like literally in the definition of sports, it says physical exertion, and I think like playing video games is not do that. You don't showcase athletic ability.
Well, let's acknowledge your standpoint for a sec. So you've streamed video games before, and you're an avid player of video games, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you might have a little bit of a bias. Let's just put that out there. But I'm surprised to hear you say that it's not a sport.
I don't even think it should be considered esports, to be honest.
What do you think it should be called?
I don't know. Just like sports can't be in the description. Like, because their argument is the athletes are putting it while they're putting in hours in the gym and on the field or whatever. They're putting in time developing their skills, but it's not like you can do that with anything. You can say that about anything. You can say that about studying. Nerds freaking study all the time.
I think that's a good point, but I think whenever it has esports, I think that's directly relating to or Yeah, that's directly relating to the competitive aspect of it rather than like the athletic aspect of it.
Yeah, they have competitions, but I'll just say they're professional gamers. They're not professional esports athletes.
But you can have like a
True.
music competition. It's not a sport.
You can have a freaking spelling bee. That's not a sport.
You can play like a card game.
Yeah, anything. Is poker's not considered a sport? Is it?
I think it should be under like if you go on your TV, you go under sports, you're gonna see people playing video games, which blows my mind.
It's already on ESPN. Like on ESPN.
I think it should be under like entertainment.
Can there be such thing as a non-athletic sport? Can we just categorize esports as a non-athletic sport?
But
I mean, esports is directly referring to gaming, I think. I don't know. It's definitely an unknown category.
it stands for electronic sports, does it not?
That's what I thought.
Sports.
Right.
So,
But,
the
like,
word
obviously
sports, go ahead.
It doesn't require a lot of athletics, but they have to train really hard. Like I heard of the players that get signed to these professional gaming teams. They have to train for like 10 hours a day. Like they train more than I do, and I'm considered like an athlete.
The hard work used to make something a sport. You can work hard at anything.
That's true, but it's also a game at the end of the day. So,
Exactly.
that's the difference between working a job that you have to do a lot of work for and playing a game, right? So I call it a non-athletic sport. I don't know if there's any other examples of non-athletic sports, maybe like poker and stuff like that.
I mean, isn't hunting considered a sport? Like
Yeah, that's true.
hunting. That's not, you don't have to be athletic to hunt. So
Well,
but I think just
I
because
don't think you can compare hunting to to twiddling your thumbs.
Say. You're using your thumbs and then clicking your finger if you're on the PC.
I think it's
wouldn't
a good
really compare that to
comparison,
the same
actually.
thing.
it actually is a good comparison. What are you doing? You're using hand-eye coordination. You're pressing buttons on both. The other, you're just actually killing someone or something instead of virtually. Instead of
I hope you're not killing someone.
Yeah. I hope it's an animal.
Yeah, I know. But you're virtually shooting people, so it's easy. But honestly, I wouldn't consider hunting a sport either. But
So do you think colleges should be able to give scholarships for esports? Like the same, okay, they can give scholarships for stuff like music and stuff,
Yeah.
but obviously you get more like scholarships and different kinds of stuff for like sports, right? So do you think it should be categorized as sport by colleges or something else?
I think if they're going to give scholarships for it, might as well let people make it a sport. Might as well.
I'm pretty sure that colleges already give scholarships.
They do give scholarships
Right.
for that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I've never seen like a college gamer. Like I don't know why is that a scholarship? Like what is that? Are they gonna make it a thing?
No, it is a thing. I saw a TikTok of this guy showing off all the gear he gets for playing like video games for Oregon. It's pretty
Oh,
sick,
they do?
honestly. Yeah,
Okay.
What, is there like an NCAA championship or what?
seemingly.
There's tournaments.
Yeah, I think so. There's something like that because I remember it all blowing up whenever Fortnite was out. How they were
These
like,
can't be massive scholarships because I have never seen it televised.
Okay,
I
well,
can't imagine they are either.
no one really watches some
No one
scholarship
watches
sports
college
in
gaming.
NCAA. They still have scholarships for it.
Yeah, I mean, but like, who's personally donating to the video game program?
I don't think people donate to the video game program. I just think that these very large institutions that have billion-dollar endowments just start it and can afford to have a small video game team.
Right, like PCs aren't that much money.
No.
Well,
Like
I don't
a
think
baseball
they're
field
getting
is expensive.
massive scholarships, dude. Some D1 colleges are literally cutting their actual sport program.
Right,
Yeah.
but you already need a computer lab and stuff like that. You don't need a baseball field, if you know what I mean.
They're not getting massive scholarships.
Well, I don't know. They might be.
They're not. But if they want to give scholarships, they need to make it a thing where people are watching. Nobody watches college gaming. They watch like Twitch. So they need to start streaming these tournaments or whatever they're having.
I think they do probably, don't they?
No, I haven't seen.
Are you watching
I
them?
have to assume
I'll pay
they are.
attention. I actually pay attention to the gaming community, and there's nothing about college. Like, I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Interesting.
Very interesting indeed. So Jared, tell us what sports did you play, growing up or in high school or whatever?
I was a jack of all trades. I played like I played basketball, baseball. We did cross country, football, and wrestling.
Okay, which one was your favorite?
Okay, the most fun I would say is baseball. It was baseball for me. Like team sports are more fun for me, but like an individual sport is more accomplishing. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel more accomplished after winning a wrestling tournament because you did it yourself.
And just to clarify, so
Like the effect, your effect on the outcome of the game or whatever is diluted when it's a team sport because like the best player and the worst player, they have the if as long as they do their job, like even if you go like 0 for 2, but if you don't make any errors, it's like you didn't really affect the game. But individual sport, everything you do matters. You know what I'm saying? Like if you make a mistake, it's over. If you make a mistake in a baseball game, it's not over.
right.
Depends on what time it is, but
And for wrestling, so wrestling can be a team sport, actually.
Yeah, you can't, whatever.
But there are individual tournaments where you are on your.
Yes, there are individual tournaments, and every time you go out there, it's you and another person. So they count out the team score, but it's individual. It's you versus another.
Indubitably.
Yeah.
So how's the weight cut for wrestling?
We cut. I mean, if you're a responsible person, unlike myself, you would eat healthy. You would eat healthy through the off season, and you wouldn't have to cut that much weight. And you eat like if you eat healthy all the time, you wouldn't have to cut. You don't have to cut like 5 pounds. But I would just like right after like weigh-ins and the weekend following, I would eat a ton of food. So I would have to cut like 15 pounds in like 2 days, pretty much every week. It was not fun.
So what weight did you wrestle at in high school?
I started off freshman year. I wrestled 113,
Wow.
and then sophomore year I wrestled 120. Junior year I wrestled 120 and 126, and then senior year I wrestled 132.
So how much weight would you have to cut going into a match or like a tournament, whatever?
15 pounds.
Really? How would you do that?
Basically, see, I was pretty irresponsible, but I would wait till like the last 2 days, and I wouldn't drink or eat, and I would just get on the bike and go for hours. And then I'd be like 2 pounds over the day of, like the morning of, and I have to like just run a couple miles before. Then I'd weigh in and I'd drink a ton and eat, and I'd probably eat and drink too much, but it didn't matter because I was better than everyone else.
So Justin, you were also a high school wrestler. You want to tell us about your experience with weight cuts?
Well, most of my wrestling experience took place in middle school, and Jared and I had some weight cuts.
Yes, we did.
In some big tournaments.
I actually choked one.
In the hot box. Hours of riding bikes, and I was a lot better at not being 15 pounds over than this kid. I was always on weight, prepared, and dominated.
I will say one of the worst feelings is missing weight. And that happened to me in 8th grade for state. I missed weight. Yeah, probably. It's the worst.
You couldn't wrestle.
And it cost him because he didn't place.
I would have gotten third probably.
I did.
Wait, so you were allowed to wrestle, but you just couldn't.
I just had to bump up and face people that were bigger than me.
Wow.
I made weight though.
Good for you, Justin.
Good for you. I still hit dongs off him. Currently, I can.
Huh?
Currently, I could probably still hit off you. In fact, I did. In fact, I'm pretty sure last year we did like a live.
Yeah, and you hit a couple ground balls.
I made contact.
You made contact.
Multiple times. There's an argument that I got to hit on the.
Velo's a little different now, isn't it, Justin?
Quite right.
Trust me, I've caught him a lot of times. It's.
I heard you are very bad at it.
I'm very bad.
No, I'm joking.
He had a glove on and gear on, but he wasn't catching anything.
Any comments?
No comment.
Okay.
No problem.
How hard do you think you could throw off the mound right now with a full warm up and everything?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Mid-70s.
All right.
Maybe
We should test that.
Yeah.
Test that and put it on the. We got to get you to do it and put it on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
When was the last year that you played baseball?
Right. Last time I played for a school was in 8th grade. Last time, but I played on a summer league team after that, and freshman year. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I haven't played in like 4 years, 5 years.
Dude, if I hadn't thrown a baseball in 4 years, I think I could probably throw 60 miles per hour.
But he throws with me when I'm home.
Yeah, I throw with him
no,
all the
that's true.
time.
That's true.
I still got the heater.
I think he topped 72.
72. Oh. I think it was 74 last summer. Just picked up a ball and threw it. 74.
That is correct.
Quite right.
There's natural. I have natural talent. You know?
Right.
How much do you weigh? Just curious.
Between 150 and 160. Probably closer to 160 now because I'm bulking, getting huge.
Oh, you're getting huge.
Yeah, I've been putting in the reps. Ever since Crampton roasted me for my back in that TikTok, I've been putting in the reps.
That's good for you, man.
Okay.
So do you do cardio?
I do cardio.
Yeah.
Yep, I do.
What's your
What do you
ab
do?
routine like?
Yeah, what's your ab routine?
Abs. I don't do abs.
That's
I do
good.
core.
Good answer. You should not be.
I
doing abs.
do bar rollouts sometimes, but I don't do like a
No.
whole day abs.
The thing is, you're doing abs when you're doing a deadlift.
Right. And here's the thing about abs, right? How much of your life are you going to wear a shirt, right?
And
if
weighted
you're-
push-ups.
Right. If you're 150 pounds with abs, it doesn't matter because you're wearing a shirt for like all the days of your life. So if you're 150 pounds under a shirt, everyone's gonna think you're small. You want to be huge because when you're in a shirt, you can
I have
look
a
big.
question. Are you trying to justify not doing ab exercises by saying it's simply because you don't wear, it's not often that you don't wear a shirt?
No, I'm saying, okay, well, one part of the answer is ab exercises don't do much. If you want to get abs, you work on your nutrition and you do compound lifts. Right. And number two is it's better to be big than to be lean because you have to wear a shirt most of the time if you're for the aesthetic.
Yeah.
But
No,
I mean,
go ahead.
if you're working on speed or explosiveness and stuff like that, cutting weight and is more important at that point than obviously trying to weigh a lot more because at a certain point you do reach your physical peak, right?
Right. I'm not talking about baseball. I'm talking about just pure aesthetic.
Right.
Oh.
We're talking about someone who sits at home and does nothing. We're talking about gym.
Right.
Oh, I thought we were talking athletically. Okay.
We're talking about me?
Yeah, we're
Right.
talking about you.
So you're saying basically,
Here's what I'm gonna say. I'd say the two times, like, if I'd say you want to like you want to lean out for the summer when you're at the beach, but other than that, like like 99% of the time, you're not gonna have your shirt off. So I agree with Patrick.
okay, but here's
For the most part.
The whole concept of bulk for the winter, lean down for the summer. That's so silly. Like it.
Maybe
does,
for you in
my,
PA, but for us in Florida, we go to the beach.
No. But
a lot.
my friends do that, and they make no gains. I swear, like my friends who don't play sport, they do that
don't
and
know
they
what they're
make no
doing.
gains. They should just be following a program for 12 months, eating like 4,000
months.
calories. They get huge, but all they do is, I'm bulking for 4 weeks. I'm leaning down for 4 weeks.
I'm not doing it for 4
nowhere.
weeks. I'm doing it for like 6 months.
I feel like
Right. You should continue bulking until you're actually big.
Yeah.
I feel like
agree with that.
the leaning out part though, like
It doesn't
I
take
feel like
long.
but I feel like there's a minor misconception with doing that as to like you can't still gain muscle and like bulk like obviously in terms of lean muscle during
Yeah.
that stage. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a big misconception.
And if you're adding muscle, you're diluting the fat. But you're not
Yeah.
going to be able to just
You
add
continue
pure
to
muscle.
you continue to lift heavy weights. If you don't, you're going to lose muscle.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
But-
Debatable.
No.
lifting heavy weights
I know what you're about to
for
say,
strength.
but I know what you're about to say. Yeah, but you're going to get weak if you're eating in a caloric deficit.
Oh, we talking about getting weak, or we talking about getting big?
We're talking about during the cut.
I'm talking about getting big. You should be lifting
I'm
volume,
talking about
volume,
during the cut, you can maintain your muscle if you
I'm
lift.
talking about you. Hey, you.
If
I'm
you
talking about you. You should be lifting high volume.
I do high volume, but I
And
also
eat a lot. Eat a lot.
I am. You're telling me things I'm already doing.
Not tofu.
Definitely
No, certainly
tofu
not.
or sushi.
Here's a
protein.
thought I had today, right?
Wait,
So-
why not sushi?
What's wrong with sushi?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's
I
wrong
don't
with sushi,
understand that.
Justin? Huh? It's just not the most
It's
optimal.
that Justin Moore song.
You said something about sushi?
It's that Justin Moore song.
Sushi's kind of gas, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it is.
I had it for the first
I
time
just-
the other day. It's gas.
I
You had
don't
the first
understand what's
time?
wrong with it, J-Mac.
You just have to
Listen
eat a lot more of
Moore.
it. Yeah, right.
I'm
All right,
sorry, I
here's
didn't
a-
hear what you said.
Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, Patrick keeps talking over me. But yeah, Justin Moore song.
What?
We don't understand your reference.
Yeah, we don't understand what you're saying.
Whoa. I didn't. Well, I just told you. I ain't gonna explain.
Justin Moore song. Isn't he a country singer?
Yeah, it's that song where he's like, eating that sushi stuff. You know what I'm
No. Nah,
Yeah.
I'm lost.
saying?
We'll just leave this for another time.
This is a good segue though.
Segue to what?
Music preferences, you dumb horse.
Oh.
What music do you like?
What music do I like?
Yeah.
Pretty much anything. I listen to anything. I'd say my
No,
favorite
you don't.
is.
You don't.
That's wrong. No
You
one
like
does.
Korean pop?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I listen to mostly rock and and country probably, but rock the most. Definitely rock because I'm always getting huge.
Jared, you listen to a ton of rap.
I listen to rock mostly, not rap.
You listen to rap a lot.
No.
Who are your favorite? Who's the top 5 rappers right now?
Top 5 right now.
I said.
In any order.
Well, are we talking about my favorite rappers? Or are we talking about the best?
Favorite.
Favorite.
Any day.
Yeah, you gotta have Eminem in top 5. I don't care. He's top 5. Personally, he's top 5. J. Cole's top 5. Logic, Jonah Lucas. That's 4. So we have one more.
That's 4.
Yeah. It's hard to say. Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
What about
Okay,
That's my top
Crampton.
5. I don't have a
Well,
specific
K-Dot.
order. K-Dot hasn't released anything this year, so no.
Who?
Kendrick Lamar. That's his nickname is
Oh.
K-Dot. I
Quite
personally don't listen to his music. I've listened to like a couple songs.
Okay, Crampton, tell us.
I mainly listen to rap and country,
Either.
but predominantly rap. My top 5 favorite rappers.
I know you really like that guy from Fortnite, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I like Travis Scott. I did see him in the Astroworld concert, and that was wild. I like 21 Savage.
A lot.
I
You like him a lot?
yeah, I do. I like
Just
listening to old
21.
Drake.
21.
I like listening to old Drake for sure. Lil Baby, and I don't know. I listen to a lot of different people.
Don't
For
see
number
that.
5, I mean, I listen to. I don't even know who to say. I mean, there's so many really good rappers out right now.
All right, Jared, what were you
I
saying?
know you're laughing, Jared, because I was stuck on. You're stuck on 4. I'm stuck on 4, but we'll come back
Jared, what
to
were you
it.
saying?
Did y'all see the tweet? They're trying to see who like they put like they're trying to choose the BTE. What is it called? BET awards. They had the top lyricists of the year. The list was Big Sean, Lil Baby, which he's not a lyricist. Get out of here. He's not
You also
top.
said you like Logic, so
Eminem should have been on the list. He wasn't.
Dude,
it's yearly, dude.
Yeah, he had an album
it's
this
the
year.
Black
He had an album this year.
Entertainment Television Awards. You realize this, right?
Yeah, I take that back. But the J Cole was on there. J Cole was the only good one. They had Megan Thee Stallion. She should not be she's not a lyrical rapper. But J Cole and Big Sean are. But most of the people they had on there should not be on there.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
not.
Especially Lil Baby. Lil Baby's not a lyricist.
Award shows in general just
That's wrong.
aren't good.
Crampton,
I
give me
got
a
one more
lyrical. Give me a
topic. I got one more
Crampton,
topic.
give me a lyrical Lil Baby song, please.
I got one more topic. Are y'all ready for this, though?
I'm ready.
Thoughts on the presidential debate?
No comment.
I didn't watch it. I was
Jared,
doing homework, actually.
What? You didn't
Jared,
witness
thoughts?
American history, Crampton?
Thoughts?
I did not. I had a
My
computer
thoughts?
science lab I had to do.
Nerd. My thoughts. My thoughts were, I think they should let each other speak, and the moderator was trash. Like, what are you doing, bro? He was literally debating Trump the whole time. I think they should have let Joe Biden speak more because his policies aren't the best. So I think if Trump wanted to win, he should have let him speak more instead of yelling the whole time.
Well, I think Trump won.
I mean, I can't speak to this because I didn't watch the debate. So
I agree.
I saw a couple highlights, but I mean, it seemed like it was a lot of fighting. It seemed very messy, especially based on the reviews of what I saw on Twitter on both sides of the political spectrum.
Well, yeah, it was pretty messy, but I think only one candidate even spoke about their policies. So.
Yeah, I can't speak on it because I want to keep my tongue.
You want to keep your tongue?
Right.
Rather low T of you.
Did you get that coffee in?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.
X.
6 cups of
6
Colombian
cups of coffee.
coffee. Dude, the Colombian coffee, when I'm consuming Latino culture, it's going to make me throw harder off the mound.
Is this cultural appropriation?
It's what?
I was about to say.
Is this cultural appropriation?
No,
No.
he's drinking.
I'm supporting Colombian coffee.
Good.
And that's a wrap.
Saran.
Any final thoughts? Anybody? J-Mac, Patty,
Oh,
Jared?
Jared,
My,
Jared, you got any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I think this will be the most watched podcast due to the guest and topics. I think the topics are more trendy than the past topics of the past episodes.
Well, we shouldn't have asked for your opinion.
Get wrecked.
And I think this will be the most probably one of the most entertaining ones because
And on that note, you're out of here. Okay. All right, so that's it.
Gotta love talking about politics. All right. So everyone and your mother, send us a question. You can email it to pattymaczachshow@gmail.com. You can DM us on Instagram, Twitter, stuff like that. You can put it in the comments of this YouTube video. You can figure it out yourself. And send us a question, and you'll be featured on our show.
Make sure you watch it on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify Podcast. And let us know, obviously, like Patty already said. See y'all next time.
Peace.
Yeah.